up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica Hickson, and I spent 5 years working my way up to the top of an MLM before realizing they're just not all that they're cracked up to be. My goal with this channel is to rescue some HUNs, to prevent some HUNs from becoming HUNs, and to also give those a voice who have left the HUN bot industry like myself. So since I was within my MLM for 5 years, I have a lot of people on my social media accounts that are still within the company. And what happens most times is these people send me things that they find alarming on their social media feed and ask me what I think about it. So today I'm gonna go over some pretty disturbing posts from some people who are very high up within the MLM that I was in, and also a TikToker that is making some pretty disgusting medical claims. So if that sounds like something that tickles your fancy, then definitely keep on watching. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell if you'd like to be notified every time that I post. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like this type of content, and of course, as always, follow me on all social media platforms at the Jessica Hickson if you want to.
It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling, and when you move.
Okay, so today I'm gonna make a little change to the small business shoutouts, only because obviously my channel grew very fast, and so my email account is just flooded with different like MLM horror stories, business shoutouts, collaboration ideas, and stuff like that. So if you are a small business shoutout and you are still looking to be shouted out, I'm gonna try to still make it through the ones that I have in my inbox, but just to be safe, send me another email with small business shoutout in all caps as the subject line. So hopefully this will help me like sort through the small business shout outs and all of the different other stuff that I have coming into my email. With that being said, today's small business shout out goes to Caitlin. Caitlin is an esthetician out of Boise, Idaho. And the reason she's gotten so sucked into the anti-MLM community is because ever since she became an esthetician, she has been targeted by skincare type MLMs. And like many people, it frustrates her that these people try to give professional advice and have no professional training, education, or anything like that. So like I said, she is out of Boise, Idaho, and offers facials of all kinds, full body waxing, brow tinting and lamination, and so much more. She spends a lot of time on her Instagram page educating people on skincare and giving advice and education to people who are interested in that type of thing. She hopes that this will maybe steer people away from companies like Rodan and Fields or Monat or any of the skincare type companies. So if you happen to be located in Idaho, or you just want to follow her Instagram for some education and esthetician type stuff, then definitely do that. I will leave all of her links in the description below. And back to the video. So I'm trying out this new high ponytail today, mainly because I didn't feel like showering or washing my hair. So I was trying to figure out something I could just do that was cute and quick and whatever. So this is what I came up with, but it's giving me a pounding headache. I don't know how you guys wear these all the time. Like, my head is throbbing right now. So as soon as this video is over, it's going back up in my mom bun. But like I was saying, I sometimes come across different things that really irritate me about MLM. Surprise, shocker, doesn't everybody? But sometimes things get sent to me as well. Today, I'm gonna cover a little bit of both, but the main focus of today is mostly gonna be like mental health stuff. So you guys know it really trips my trigger when people will bring mental health into their MLM, whether it be to recruit people or to get people to keep working or guilt people or whatever. They tie the two together in order to manipulate people, and you guys know that I hate that. So today we're gonna go over a few things that I've seen recently that just really tripped my trigger. Okay, so this first one really gets to me, I think mainly because I know the mental health struggles that I dealt with when I was within my MLM, and I know the mental health struggles that a lot of people deal with when they're in the MLM and that are currently fighting mental illness who are in MLMs. So this one really got to me, but it was posted by one of our girls that we've already covered before, shocker, and it looks like she took a picture of whatever personal development self-help book she was reading and highlighted the part that she wanted us to read. So here's what it says. Intelligent people do not have nervous breakdowns because they are in charge of themselves. They know how to choose happiness over depression because they know how to deal with problems of their lives. Notice I didn't say solve problems. Rather than measuring their intelligence on their ability to solve the problem, they measure it on their capacity for maintaining themselves as happy and worthy, whether the problem gets solved or not. My problem with this is that she's insinuating that your intelligence determines your depressive state. In other words, you choose whether to be depressed or not. I'm gonna be honest, my first thought when reading this was like, is this lady dumb? What is that one gif of the girl that's like, that was my first reaction when I read it. I was like, Really? Are you dumb? But I decided that I might sound a little dumb if that's all that I said about it. So I decided to go digging and find out what actually causes depression. So we're gonna hit her with a little bit of knowledge. According to psychiatry.org, which I will obviously link all of my sources in the description below, depression can be caused by a few different things. One being biochemistry, so the chemical makeup of your brain. In other words, not a choice. 2, genetics, aka it was passed down to you from your family, aka not a choice. 3, personality. And I guess people could argue that this is a choice, but who's to say that the depression caused by personality traits isn't due to the chemical makeup of their brain, you know? So like, okay, I guess maybe it's a choice. 4, environmental factors. So trauma, repeated exposure to neglect, abuse, violence, something of that sort. Not a choice. I just picked a booger. I hope you guys didn't see that for the first half of the video because I'm definitely not gonna refilm the first part of this video. So we'll just continue. So I'd like to actually add a 5th cause of depression because I personally am dealing with this as we speak. And that would be other medical conditions. So vitamin deficiencies, hormone imbalance, to include postpartum depression, which is not a choice, chronic illnesses, which I guess would go under like environmental factors. I don't know. But my point being, it's not as simple as just choosing not to be depressed. Do you think if it was just as simple as like choosing to be happy and choosing to not be depressed, that we would have any depressed people? Like, do you think that people genuinely love to be depressed? Like,
Being depressed is so fun.
do you think that that goes through anyone's mind when they're depressed? Or do you feel like people would do anything to not be depressed? The natural human thing is to love to feel happy. Nobody likes to feel bad. Nobody likes to feel sad. Nobody likes to feel empty. People want to be happy. So do you think we would have any depressed people in the world if it was just simply a matter of deciding to not be depressed? Probably not. I feel like, and this is my personal opinion only, but I feel like maybe she's saying these things to try to possibly convince herself of some things, like to convince herself that if she keeps feeding herself this positive garbage that she won't be struggling mentally anymore, or to convince herself that it is a choice, so thus invalidating her actual feelings. But that's just my opinion. Shortly after that post, the same person posted this: be careful who you surround yourself with. The weak-minded become haters. So if they don't agree with your MLM, they're weak-minded and you need to cut them off. So you need to isolate yourself from the people who don't agree with your MLM because they're just haters, and also suppress your negative emotions because you can choose to be happy. You don't have to be depressed, and run yourself into the ground because you are financially benefiting me. So if you don't run yourself into the ground, I don't make my $3 million goal.
Thank you.
Oh, that's just so dangerous to all of her followers, and trust me, she has many, to literally be like, isolate yourselves, suppress these negative emotions, invalidate the fact that you're feeling depressed by choosing to be happy, and cut out all the people in your life who care about you.
So I can reach my $3 million goal.
So dangerous. So this next one is a TikTok that I actually came across because this girl was one of my favorite creators and I loved watching her videos between her and her husband. They were absolutely hilarious. And then this one showed up on my For You page and I'm now absolutely disgusted. But to give a little bit of a backstory, right when I started making anti-MLM content, like my very first TikTok about it, it was like showing different clips of me being in my MLM and me being like, my name is Jessica Hickson, I started a YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. It got a lot of views. I want to say almost 1 million views or something like that. I had a guy reach out to me after that and ask if he could call me. He told me that he hosted a podcast and he wanted to hear my story. I said, okay. I called him. This guy wasted 30 minutes of my time, first of all asking my story and then telling me that he's actually in an MLM and he just wants to know what red flags to look for. I go through my entire story and why I am totally against MLMs and will not support them. He then proceeds to try to recruit me to his MLM because his MLM is so much different, and tells me that Scott D. Henry is actually his upline, which made me see Scott in a totally different light. But that's for another day. If you want to hear more about that, I am CC Suarez did a whole video. I think she mentioned him in 2 different videos, kind of explaining like what he's a part of and stuff like that. But that guy in Scott's downline that tried to recruit me and wasted 30 minutes of my time told me that they're targeting big TikTok creators so that they can build their team faster. So I don't know if this girl is a part of their downline or not, but it's the same company. It's the Ketones company. So I'm gonna let it play through once and then I'll go through and pick it apart. And I'm not gonna be able to play the sound, unfortunately, because of copyright, but I'll give you guys the gist. So the first part of the video says struggling with depression / anxiety and don't want to get out of bed. And the song that's playing is going like, I'm going nowhere, somebody help me. I know, no record labels, please. I'm fully booked. But that's the song that's on there. And she says struggling with depression, anxiety, and don't want to get out of bed, ? And then we'll continue. No energy to do the household chores, which let me say before recently, I did not realize that depression came in so many different shapes and sizes. Like I didn't realize that depression can come in the form of not feeling like doing anything, like not feeling sad, but just not feeling excitement about anything, not wanting to cook dinner, not wanting to clean the house, not wanting to do chores. Yeah, there's a normal like, oh, I don't feel like doing this, but you still do it, right? I didn't realize that depression could come in the form of not physically being able to get yourself up out of bed to go do those things. I feel like mental health is just so much deeper than so many people realize. Like the first girl we talked about just thinks it's just like flip of a switch, choose to be happy, not depressed anymore. Okay, good to go. And we'll see what this girl's insinuating. Feeling depressed about your weight and just lay around all day. First of all, so predatory. Second of all, I speak from experience. When you feel like you're in a depressive state, not even the strongest energy drink on the market could give you enough energy to get out of bed. Like it's not a matter of having enough energy. It's like a matter of getting your brain prepared to like take on life, which seems impossible when you're in that type of depressive state. But go on, mama, keep going. Tried all the diets and failed. So skeptical of the keto drink, not diet. Tried all of the diets and failed, so skeptical of trying the keto drink, not diet. What I think she's trying to say is that you've tried all of the diets, so you're skeptical of trying the ketones, but not the keto diet. I don't know. I'm gonna do a totally separate video probably very soon, just breaking down how the keto diet works and like ketosis and why ketones are virtually pointless. But today's focus is gonna be the mental health claims that she's making in this video. So we'll keep watching. So then she says, then tried the 10-day challenge and got my life and my body back. Really? In 10 days? I don't like to make people feel invalidated in their feelings of depression, because I know when I am like going through that type of mental state, I almost try to like invalidate myself. Like, no, like some people have it so much worse. You're not feeling as bad as you think you are. You're just sad. You're not depressed. Don't use that word because other people have it worse or whatever. But in this case, I feel like it's offensive to people to claim that your whatever drink is going to cure their depression if you claimed that this drink cured your depression in 10 days. Like, were you really dealing with depression if it was cured in 10 days with this magical drink, or was it just something that you're now claiming to build your business? So now she says, now down 32 pounds, not on a keto diet, DM me on Instagram, and then gives her Instagram if you need energy and fat loss. So like I said, I'm gonna break down like the ketones and ketosis and the keto diet and how that all works and why these are pointless in a different video. But today I'm just gonna focus on like her mental health claims in this video. So my first problem with it is that she's literally preying on vulnerable people. Like, you're preying on people who are not happy with their appearance, who are in a vulnerable mental state because you are specifically specifically targeting people who have depression and anxiety. And let me just tell you, if she's targeting those types of people for the products, you can bet once she gets you in, she's gonna flip it and try to do a bait and switch method, get you interested in the products, and then switch it around and have you join the business as well. And my second problem with this is obviously all the medical claims that she's making in this video. They're 100% against the FTC guidelines, and not to mention extremely dangerous to all of her very hopeful followers in the comments. Of course, I'd always heard that it's against the FTC guidelines to make certain claims, but I'd never actually read it for myself, so I went to the FTC website to find some type of document to support that statement. And here's what I found. And it reads, the FTC's truth in advertising law can be boiled down to two common sense propositions. 1, advertising must be truthful and not misleading. Hers was both untruthful and misleading. 2, before disseminating an ad, advertisers must have adequate substantiation for all objective product claims. A deceptive ad is one that contains a misrepresentation or omission that is likely to mislead consumers acting reasonably under these circumstances to their detriment. When evaluating claims about the efficacy and safety of foods, dietary supplements, and drugs, the FTC has typically applied a substantiation standard of competent and reliable scientific evidence. To determine whether an ad complies with the FTC law, it is first necessary to identify all express and implied claims that the ad conveys to consumers. Once the claims are identified, the scientific evidence is assessed to determine whether there is adequate support for those claims. So one way that they can get around this is by adding little disclosures to their posts. And so one of the examples that it gives is a marketer promotes a supplement as a weight loss aid. There's adequate substantiation to indicate that the product can contribute to weight loss when used in conjunction with a diet and exercise regimen. The banner headline claims lose 5 pounds in 10 days. The ad copy discusses how easy it is to lose weight by simply taking the product 3 times a day, and the ad includes dramatic before and after pictures. A fine print disclosure at the bottom of the ad reads, restricted calorie diet and regular exercise required would not be sufficiently prominent to qualify the banner headline and the overall impression that the product alone would cause weight loss. The ad should be revised to remove any implication that the weight loss can be achieved by the use of the product alone. However, if the research does not show that the product contributes anything to the weight loss effect caused by diet and exercise, it would be deceptive even with a disclosure to promote the product for weight loss. I would assume that this would also apply to mental health issues. Like, where's the scientific research-based evidence to show that this product helps with depression and anxiety? Spoiler alert, there's none. So of course, after all this, I decided to go read through the comments, and some were pretty humorous. Most of them, before I made my duet with it, were all just depressed, desperate, hopeful people, which is so sad. But then after I made my duet, now there's like some pretty funny ones on there from all of you guys who went to her page and were calling her out. Like, somebody commented and said, can you give me info so I can try? And somebody else commented back, pyramid scheme, do not buy. Someone else commented, so sad, and said, I would love the info, please. Been struggling for a while and feel super uncomfortable and sad. One of you guys commented, nope, 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 nope. Another one of you guys commented, then go tell your doctor. Keto coffee won't cure your depression. It's not therapy and meds, which is literally what I wanted to say to her as well, or her or him. I wanted to say, like, go to a doctor. I know I was hesitant to go to a doctor for the longest time because I was in denial, trying to invalidate my feelings. One, because that's what I've been taught for a very long time, but also because I feel weak if I'm admitting to the fact that I have a mental illness, you know? Another girl said, does it really give you energy? Expensive. I have an iron deficiency that makes me exhausted where I can't get out of bed. Would it help with energy? Girl, go to your doctor. If you have an iron deficiency, this will do nothing. Like, you're not tired because you need ketones. You're tired because you need iron. And this one really got to me because it's disgusting. Somebody commented and said, does it work for PTSD? And they commented back and said, shoot me a message about that. Like, what could you not say publicly? Because it obviously doesn't. So why couldn't you just be like, no, I'm sorry, go see a doctor? You know it doesn't help with that. So why would you need to say, shoot me a message, unless you were gonna try to convince this person, this vulnerable person, you were gonna try to convince them that it would help them with their PTSD. Gross. And one of you guys came in clutch and said exactly what I was just thinking. Disgusting. No, a 10-day scam doesn't work for PTSD, and the fact that these women are entertaining that it might is so exploitive and dangerous. Amen, sister. Amen. Some guy commented and said, because you're ignorant. Someone else asked, how long did it take you to actually start losing weight? And this person commented back, lost 6 pounds in the first 10 days. One, misleading. Those obviously aren't average results for the normal average person. 2, you don't want to lose weight that fast because you're going to put it back on just as quick as you took it off. 3, a lot of it is probably water weight. 4, you're probably losing also a lot of muscle mass, because she also mentions on here to make sure you take it on an empty stomach, which means that you're probably not eating enough and your body is using your muscle for fuel. Someone else commented and said, how do I do the 10-day challenge? They commented back and said, do you have one coming? She said, no, I don't even know where to get it. I just want to try and see if it's something that would work for me. And they said back, they work for everyone. How are you gonna make that type of claim? Like, you don't know people's bodies, you don't know people's health conditions. Like, you can't sit here and say it works for everyone. Like, if I drink milk for acid reflux because it works for me, but someone who's lactose intolerant tries to drink milk for acid reflux, do you think that's gonna work? No, because we have 2 different bodies and 2 different chemical makeups. So how are you gonna claim that it works for everyone when you don't know anyone's situation? What? They're literally like robots. This person asked, what drink is this? First of all, why can't you say it publicly? Why do they need to message you in order to figure out what company it is? Sketchy. But they said back, it's amazing and life-changing. So original. Also, Mama 2 Krebbies coming in clutch here. She said, why wouldn't you just say what it is? Also, if anyone sees this and thinks it's a mystery drink that will cure depression, please see a doctor. Say it louder for the people in the back. Someone else commented and says, Cap, looks like you were always small. Stop trying to trick people. She commented back and said, yet I wasn't. I was 161. Do we realize that 161 is like a very average size for most females, or no? Okay. Someone else commented and said, mystery drink, huh? With like one of these faces. And someone commented back and said,
Absolutely life-changing.
they're literally little robots. That's all they are. All right, you guys, I was gonna add a couple more in this video. However, this is getting a little bit longer, so I'm gonna cut it off here, but definitely tune in for another video. I'm not sure what day this is gonna go up, so either Wednesday or Thursday, tune in for another video, and I'll see you guys then. Bye!